Hello there. It is time for episode 4 of Stump the Chump. So this week, um, I'm looking at a question about passports. So the question was whether a character who this would have been in the 30s, a character who was an American citizen but had German heritage, and who was also had her mother was Jewish, whether that would be noted in her passport and what would possibly be some of the implications of that. So this is a sort of a big research question. It was one that I am not satisfied that I have the definitive answer, but I do want to just show you a few things that I found in a way towards answering the question. I think this is one of those questions that you would find the information that I found here would be enough to start your novel with, but you may want to at some point then do additional research to see, just to make sure that certain plot devices are going to be believable, realistic. So we'll start with Condé Nast. So I found three things that I thought were helpful. This is an article about how passports originated. Uh, Started out as a status symbol because you didn't used to need a passport to travel. And then anyway, now we need them as an essential document. So this kind of gives a history, sort of a basic history of US passports. So that was helpful from the standpoint of understanding how passports would have worked possibly in the 1930s. And then I also found, if I just did an image search from the 30s American passports, because what I also wanted to look for was, whether there were any notations about race or ethnicity. And so I did look through several of these images and did not find any marks or any kind of notifications about that. Although I did not, as I said, I did not do an exhaustive look. I think if I were going to write this character, I would go ahead and start writing the story based on this information that I'm giving you now, but that I might continue doing the research. And then the last thing is that, of course, in Germany, in a German passport, it would have been noted. And this is a website from a guy who collects old passports. It's really interesting. He does a lot of history things. Anyway, and so he gives you the law, the date it was passed, and how this was enforced and used to note on German passports the ethnicity of people who were Jewish. So I hope that helps. I basically just did the searching that I showed you. And the answer to the question is that there does not appear to be any notations for American citizens as far as ethnicity or race at this time during the 30s. But of course, in Germany, there was. And so this character might have been able to travel the way that she was going to in the story, but you would have wanted to do more research to see what the rules were for entering Germany at the time, which was not part of this question. So I hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you next time.